Jump scare, no countdown. They can hear us?
Oh, they can hear us?
They can hear us.
Hello! I'm Nambo. Once again, if you've seen past things here, with Super Monkey Ball launch. This has already been showcased at this marathon with the IL showcase earlier, but I'm going to be showing off a category that was not even touched during the IL showcase. And actually, real quickly before I even actually get into this, I need to shout out Deadline for making this amazing title art. It is so awesome.
Yeah, it's just amazing.
Yeah, and shoutouts to Darude for making the levels. And I know Zona and Eucalyptus and Fanta and Sudachi all helped out with background and visuals as well, so those are some other names to mention. But we will be running the 20-stage master category here, full of wacky skips and crazy mechanics for the first half especially. So I'm just going to jump right into it. Time will start as soon as I click game start here. I'm going to count down 3, 2, 1, and go. So, the first thing that you'll notice is that there's no background going on here for these first few stages. Normally, Monkey Ball, you have like the stages with a pretty scenery background, but this is an oddly eerie black void that we're going to be traveling through for a bit here. This is kind of, I guess, story-ish spoilers with the pack, because it does kind of have like a general thematic lineage, I guess, as you go through the worlds. And here's the kind of broken section of the game where you have everything is kind of torn apart. You can see pieces from other levels in the past here. I just had a notification come through. I should turn that off real quickly if I can.
Maybe. Also, I like how you just didn't even touch on that debris skip. Like, you just don't play that level at all.
I don't know how stream notifications are coming through because I don't have that audio thing on. Anyways, stop worrying about that for now, I guess. So, oh my god, I'm screwed here.
So yeah, it's kind of over.
Yeah, these first few stages are all about the game kind of being super broken, and we're going to be doing kind of standard Monkey Ball tech you might have seen before, but we're going to be using a lot of diagonal inputs at the start of stages in order to boost faster into the level, because the game pulls inputs in a square, and so the diagonals are stronger than the cardinals. And there's also a degree of air control with this game, because you tilt the direction of gravity whenever you move the joystick, and so you're able to control your falling direction in the air. And so that's what you'll see a lot of these kind of air movement strats, and those will especially come into play in the later parts of the run.
For
but
sure,
here,
yeah.
I'm going to do a little bit of menu manipulation. I'm actually going to not go into this stage fast. Normally I would hold A at the start of the stage to make it spin in faster. But there, what I'm doing is I want the stage to purposely scroll in slower, because this stage has a visual gimmick which makes it disappear every few seconds. And the gimmick is accomplished with texture scroll, which is very cleverly mapped to make it so that a texture kind of scrolling across a plane ends up making the whole stage disappear. Very neat trick. But because of the fact that texture scroll in this game is not programmed to sync up with the actual gameplay, that makes it so that when you spin in the stage faster or slower, it actually affects the cycle that the texture scroll's on. And the stage is so much harder to beat when you have it on the other texture scroll cycle from holding A.
I mean, that strat that you do there is not easy in the slightest, by the way. Once again, I don't want to just gloss over it. I don't want to gloss over that. Like, you can't see the level half the time, and they were doing a ton of cycle skips and various tomfoolery on that level. That was so hard.
Boom! That level's fun. Good time.
I can't believe you held up that whole time. You had a little too much speed for that to be comfy.
I wanted the swag.
I mean, yeah, no. We were talking about this when we were warming up comms a little bit. Like, I was telling them, like, they got a certain scenario on a level. I'm like, hey, you should slow down there. And they're like, no, I want the swag. And I was like, you know what? That's fair.
So this level is all about these like wormholes at weird angles on this slope that you can't, it's too steep to climb upwards manually, so you kind of have to use the momentum from the wormholes to climb up. And as we leave the black void, the game starts to become more
this background
together. And
this background's so good.
We get into this. What is this run? Okay, no, that's not on cycle. I went through the wrong side of the wormhole. So this is a background that'll only be here for 4 stages, but is my favorite background in the pack. This background looks so crazy. Inspired by the Pokemon Distortion world. And everything is just chaotic and like skewed all over the place. It looks so cool. And all the levels are like more weird movement. This is where we get into the portion of stages where we start seeing a lot of these long obstacle gauntlets, which will very much become a trend later on into the run. And
Yeah.
Dairude's leveled. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I was gonna mention that. Like, Dairude's levels, especially in launch, there's just a lot of moving parts. Like, there's a lot of animations that were not really seen before in other packs. Like, like little things that are moving up and down on planar shift.
I am not making that. Can I? No, I can't.
Unfortunate. And yeah, especially as we move farther into the run, there's going to be a lot more, like, very uniquely moving things, I think is the best way to describe it. I can't think of a better way to.
It's all about balancing on uniquely animated and weird moving platforms. That is not making it to the goal. I just got to fall straight out there.
Yeah, also, this skip on planar shift is incredibly stupid. Like, this is a variant of the individual level speedrun strat, so... Like, the fact that you even go for this is crazy to me. I've never hit this strat one time, and I've tried it a fair amount. It's...
Your goal is to get as low of a landing there on the wall as possible so that you can get a nice scoop up that gives you a lot of height and then gets you into the goal.
Wow. That goal angle was so, like, sketch as well. I'm very surprised you were able to get in there.
I didn't want to say anything.
Speaking of moving things, here's Strife. This level is all about obstacles that move back and forth.
Yeah.
And it is incredibly cool. I love this level.
It's the whole level is a straight shot, and all the levels have these kind of like slanty side-to-side motions. I went too early.
Oh, darn. That's unfortunate. I mean, now you get to show off the cool skip at the start again, so that's a win in my books.
Yeah, you're supposed to kind of go across that little side-to-side there, but you just kind of can hop over it if you plan your bounce as well. And these little flicks from these things are really awkward to time, but it's cool. It's like, it's a cool kind of awkward.
Yeah, it's like, they happen 3 seconds apart from each other, but you can't really easily use a timer cue because they happen at like 0.3 on every second that they happen.
Yeah, I kind of have like a start accelerating forward timer cue. This stage right here is my favorite in the pack. This is a giant wormhole puzzle, and luckily for you guys, I'm not going to be spoiling the intended solution because we're going to be doing a really wonky skip here to just kind of bypass the whole thing. So,
this skip is so cool. This is probably one of my favorite strats in it.
We're good.
Nice, let's go. Took a little extra bounce there that you don't normally need to, but we got through there.
And we are out of the base 10, and sadly out of the banging music, but luckily we got more banging music to come as we go into Master Extra, where the stages really ramp up in both length and difficulty.
Yeah, and I also think the strats get significantly cooler here as well. I love all the Master Extra skips.
Yeah, a lot of levels are just super long endurance tests of move fast and don't die, and then there's other levels that are like giant bypass for the entire thing. Also,
right. Emergence, there's a skip at the end of this level. Or not, it technically should be the beginning of the level, but basically you can get into the goal as the whole stage is flipping upside down.
That was a little late.
Yeah, that oh my god, you barely got in there. Wow.
So
Coming in a little closer than normal. Yeah, normally there you would have to go all the way back to basically the beginning of the level, hit another button, and then you would flip upside down. The level would flip back right side up, I guess is the best way to put it, right next to the goal. But you can just sneak in there. That is pretty hard to time. And you do also need to react based on how you time it. So
all the levels before this, like in the first base 10, kind of have names based off of like what they're about. You know, you have Eclipse, which is about the kind of brightness shifting of an eclipse, whatnot. These levels are all more thematically named. They're not actually based off of the gimmicks of the levels, but the levels do all have trends of some kind. The first level's whole gimmick is that the whole stage flips midway through. You didn't really get to see it because I used it to cheese the level, but that's the kind of running gimmick of that level. And then this level's running gimmick is corner crossings.
Yes, and I think we both are not the biggest fan of corner crossings.
Yeah, corner crossings are hard.
Yeah, corner crossings are very difficult. There's actually an additional difficulty in this pack, a Kaizo difficulty, where all of the stages are made as like sort of troll levels for common streamers of the game. And Nambo does have a level in here, and it's all about corner crossing. Like, it's all just, like,
The bane
really
of my
weird,
existence.
tilty corner crossing. Yeah.
Forgot
It's
about that
very-
stage.
It's such an epic level. It's called a Nam 69.
So-
Great level name.
One thing that is going to become a very apparent now that we're into the more moving obstacle-based section of the pack is a lot of these levels are going to be semi-cycle locked in that basically there's like, because all the animations are moving, they're either significantly easier or straight up only possible to cross when at certain points of the animation. And so because of that, that means that there's going to be lots of stages where we have to catch a certain cycle by the end of it. And the cycles are pretty tight on the movement, so I can't just take it marathon safe and just kind of slow down all I want.
You're just talking the whole way through that level. That level's actually so hard. I can't, like, anytime I'm doing, like, any sort of run on that level, I need to shut my mouth the entire time.
Alright, this is my favorite portion of the run. These 3 stages right here are my absolute favorite because it is Skip City. We are not going to be playing any of these levels the intended way.
Yeah, that fervor skip, I don't even think we can bother trying to explain that one. Oh, did you?
I party
what
balled.
happened? Oops. Well, I mean, yeah, basically, what's happening here is there's a wormhole for a later part of the level, but you can reach it by gaining an exorbitant amount of speed in the earlier sections, and then you can use this speed to basically get out of the level with a ton of upwards momentum and just fly on over to the goal platform.
Boink. Nice.
Nice. All right.
All right, I'm gonna let this skip speak for itself. I'm not gonna say anything.
This is my favorite skip in the run, probably.
Please work. Yes.
All right. Yeah. So I'm not gonna bother trying to explain that one either. It's just
I could give a little bit of an explanation. So
Yeah,
there is a
it's-
moving platform there that you use to ride to the other end of the thing. But because Daireed wanted to make it so it's not like a one and done deal and you can just get on it at any time, the moving platform has to loop back to its original location with an animation, and it loops back in an instant. And because of that, it moves super fast, and we use that super fast movement in order to get whacked at another part of the stage,
Yep.
and somehow that sends us upwards because
that's basically all you need to know about Monkey Ball Collision is hit thing fast, weird thing happen. That's like the general thing, because what's happening there is you're getting smacked at a straight vertical wall and you go up. So
Because, sure.
Because yes, of course.
So I'm actually going to give a little bit of a build-up explanation here for this stage, because there's some very funky tech going on here that's not very often seen in Monkey Ball RTAs. What I'm going to be doing in a moment here after crossing through these wormholes a few times is I'm going to be doing some diagonal inputs while I'm rising upwards and neutral inputs while I'm falling downwards. Oh, I actually am going to do that right now, starting now, because I hit the wall. And so, because you control gravity in this game, whenever you tilt the direction of gravity, it is less strong going downwards if it's tilted further. And so because of that, I can keep looping the same wormhole and getting more and more height out of it each time I loop the wormhole.
Strat is so funny. I love this strat.
Yeah, because I'm just like repeatedly, technically I'm not like gaining a height from any kind of thing other than that. It's literally just the gravity is weaker as I'm rising and stronger as I'm lowering, so it's kind of like kicking your legs in a swing set in order to get more and more speed each direction.
Yeah, that's that. And now that we're out of Skip City, we're into the probably
Wires.
I don't know if I'd say this is the hardest level. It's up there. It's very much up there. Top 2 in my opinion. This level is incredibly difficult, and as Nambo was saying, pretty much entirely focused on wires, which are just very thin platforms. So like the majority of this level is platforms that are half of the ball width wide.
There's some 0.75 of the ball width.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
this
some
section right here is 0.5, the next section's 0.5, all the stupid
the
hard
rest-
parts are 0.5.
Yeah, the rest of the level is in 0.5. So
Oh, that's so scary. Those jumps are so spooky.
yeah, okay, you're good. You're fine.
Gotta watch out for this little lava thing. The rest of the pack uses these little lava things, which are little on-stage fallout volumes.
Is this first try?
That was first try.
Oh my god!
I'm
Hello?
cooking.
Hello! We're cooking right now. Hold on. Chef Nambo in the house.
So
Hello?
that little lava thing would have killed me if it went through me. That's the basic gist of
Yeah,
that.
it's a Fallout plane, basically. But yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
can't believe you first tried that. That's crazy.
Also, funky little skip here if we can land it. There's a little bit of improv going on here to see if I can get the exact right distance for this. We're looking good, looking good. I'm not gonna be able to make that height. Okay. Just landing early, that's okay.
Yeah.
Just
Also,
gotta do a little mustache wire.
I do want to mention that after the ramp, the platform or the top of the obstacle that Nambo landed on is a bounce pad for some reason.
Yeah, it's not supposed to be a bounce pad, but it is.
It just is a bounce pad, so...
That's also, like, I don't think that was first try, but it was close.
No, that was first try. You first tried Faith. This is a really good pace. This is like a
Don't say that, don't say that, don't say that!
Sorry, I meant this run sucks, this run's awful.
True!
Also, are you gonna... There's
We're going.
no way, bro. Dude, stop first trying.
I didn't have time to explain it.
Dude, I can't even say anything. Stop going so fast.
It's okay, I'll slow down here.
Oh my god. Hold on, man.
So that last level has a bunch of vertically linking wormholes, and because of the fact that like air movement in this game is very like you can just carry as much momentum as you can pick up, as long as you're able to keep going towards stuff. You can just keep using wormholes to keep building speed until you just get one full fling across the level to the goal.
Also, yeah, so this level has one major cycle that we're trying to beat at the end. And then after... Ah, darn. That's okay. That's okay. it was bound to happen. You are on a hot streak.
I needed to slow down for you, you know?
Yeah. So there's a cycle we're trying to beat near the end of the level, and then after that, this level has a pretty major skip that skips the entire last layer of this. So like you might have noticed, you might not have noticed, this level is a pyramid, and you are just ascending, like the whole thing. Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, ascension levels a lot of the time don't allow for as many skips, but when they do have skips, they're very flashy.
Right. Yeah, there's a skip for the entire last layer of the pyramid, but that's really the only skip on this level. The rest is just play it fast, make the cycle. So...
And the name of the game here is weird movements. Like, all the rest of the levels in this pack, like, use weird movements, but this level is about weird movements.
Yeah, you can probably tell that none of these obstacles look comfortable. Even if you've never played Monkey Ball or a marble roller, you could probably see that there's a lot of funky...
These are conveyors, by the way.
Oh, yeah, you might not have noticed, but those... You can see, if you pay attention, those tiles in the ground are scrolling.
I'm not going to make the cycle here, that's fine. I'm going to wait for a moment.
Yeah. So this is basically the cycle we were trying to make, or if you make that cycle, you make a cycle later, basically.
Yeah.
So,
Woo, wire jumps.
You scared me.
We're chilling, we're chilling.
You're fine. Okay, so yeah,
all right, the skip is coming up. Beware, beware.
Beware.
So there's an obstacle here. Nope, we're jumping off the edge. Wormhole. Whee! And we're going to bounce on that little bronze checker there and into the goal.
Nice! Oh my god. Dude.
So now we have Journey's End. This level is an amalgamation of obstacles from all 10 of the worlds in story mode. And so basically what's happening is you have 10 different... I just went the wrong way. You have 10 different buttons that you need to hit on this stage before the goal shows up. It's going to show up in that little pyramid on the left. You can kind of see it at the edge when I'm starting the stage. But the goal is fully encased in that pyramid. There is no way of bypassing it, and so we have to click all 10 buttons. But there's plenty of fun shenanigans we can do to get to these buttons in unintended ways. And this level just ends up being a massive chain, skip after skip.
So there's like two major obstacles that we use to skip things. So number one, you're already seeing this little altitude wire. I'm calling it altitude because it's a reference to an altitude, or a level called altitude earlier in the pack. Basically, it's just that's just a conveyor wire, and it leads into a ramp, so you can use that to get height. And what you'll be seeing later is Nambo will be using a wormhole that you can build speed before, and then the wormhole brings you really high up. So you can use that to go to various places as well.
Here we go. We're going to the top of the World 1 obstacle. We're going to jump down and chain that into the World 6 obstacle, which is this little cannon. This stage was actually shown in the IL contest. Heck yeah!
Battle Canyon is a very cool level, and I'm glad it's the level that Darude chose to reference for World 6 here. Very, very good level.
All right, this is one of the craziest mini skips here. Gonna be jumping over to these seesaws, landing on that. Nice.
Wow,
all
dude.
Right. And I generally do all the harder things first here, so now I'm kind of in the cleanup phase. I have 3 more buttons left.
This is
Okay.
I,
Hold on. So, okay, so there's a little bit of cheese here. This wormhole is improperly linked, so we're going to use it to just click the World 4 button for free. That's fun.
Nambo.
We're going. We're just chilling.
I don't. Nambo.
We're good.
Nambo.
And
Nambo?
time's right here. Time.
You just got world record. You just got Launch Master world record. I didn't want to say anything, but that's world record.
Oh my god.
That's a 1913.
Let's go.
Well, more like probably 14 because I split early, but
I mean,
yeah.
that's still record by like half a minute ish.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Dude, I just got chills down my body. You absolutely cooked that. That was ridiculous.
I warmed up.
Oh my. Yeah, you were charging up. You weren't lying.
Big shout outs to Eddie for doing a ton of routing work on Journey's End, figuring out how long each individual skip takes to get all the buttons, figuring out like what all the different ways are to get to each of the buttons, and then kind of mathing out. There's actually a way faster skip on that stage that I didn't do because I didn't feel safe doing it in a marathon. But Eddie is awesome. He made like an entire spreadsheet of like times that it takes to get to all the buttons on that stage.
I mean, yeah, Eddie just has like incredible dedication when it comes to finding fast strats. He's really good at what he does. Big shout outs to Eddie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sorry I didn't call time as early as possible there. I was just focusing on finishing the level.
I can't. I saw that you were on record pace, and then you got past Spindle, and I was like, I was like, guys?
I almost died on the reel, the final obstacle as well.
I did see that. You gave me a little bit of a heart attack. That is ridiculous.
Yeah, that went way underestimate. I was so worried about that run. I was getting like regular attempts like back when I was first de-resting like above estimate, but no, we're good.
Yeah, no, when you first tried Determination and Faith back to back, I knew this was something crazy I was watching.
But yeah, that's it for Launch Master. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I kind of have to say. This very high adrenaline at the moment.
Yeah, I'm also like, I don't know what to say either. That was incredible. Like,
stream notifications.
You literally cannot ask for a better showcase of this though. Like, you just got record. Like, that's just the fastest anyone's ever done that. So that's a little. That's a little crazy.
Super grateful Marathon for being able to showcase as many Monkey Ball ROM hacks here as have been showcased. We had 6 Monkey Ball events at this, and I'm just like, I'm super grateful that this community's been able to show off the cool custom stuff because the people who work on custom modding tools and custom stages are all insane and dedicated and awesome. We have a server for the like level modding if you ever want to get into either playing Monkey Ball ROM hacks or making your own. It's called the Level Workshop. If you just look up that name on Google, you'll probably be able to find it. Someone is spamming me with notifs. I'm so sorry for that background noise.
No.
Just a little sound effect from BBB.
That's awesome.
But yeah, we are about good to go, I think, on that. So thanks for having us.
Yeah, it's really fun.
All right, well, that was, I think easily the most cracked Monkey Ball run I think I've seen on this marathon.
I cannot believe you just did that. What?
Oh, my lord.
Volatile runs, baby.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's the thing too. Once you start going, like what? You know, when you get going on a run like that, you just go. Like, that's just how it is.
I locked
you
in.
Keep the ball rolling, literally.
Yeah, because estimate's so ahead. If you need any like delay showcase thing, I can do that. But if you're good to move on to the next thing, I'm going to move on as well.
I think we're getting ready to prep the next run, so we're good to move on.
All right.
But thank you very much, fellas. That was amazing.
Yeah, no worries.
Thank you.
All right, up next, we have the second to last run of the marathon, which is Naro doing Toho Rhythm Carnival Scarlet. Make sure to stay tuned for that.
Based. Let's go.
Oh yeah, it looks great.